Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and once again thank you very much for your support that you've shown to all the videos that I've made. So today it's not a recipe nor a health tip, but it's about DIY. I quite like DIY stuff. If you've been following my Facebook page, you would have noticed that I enjoy them, and recently since lockdown I've been doing quite a bit. So today I want to show you or rather explain to you the couple of ways how I've redecorated a lampshade. And the first one was done several years ago when I found somebody was getting rid of a damaged lampshade, and I thought that was a good way to redecorate it. And the second one was done just recently, so I want to explain how these are done. So if you have any boring lampshade at home that you just don't want anymore, these are some of the ways that you can add a bit of color to it. Let's have a look at it. So here's the first one I've done, which I mentioned that I did years ago. And when I show this to you, you will know that I haven't done a perfect job. I was just in a hurry to get this done and figure out how it was done. So I'll show you what it looks like inside. Firstly, if you notice, here's the damage. So this is what was damaged and torn, and I thought it's easier if I use a fabric to cover it. So I use this very bright colored fabric to cover it. Now how it's done, so you need a cotton fabric, and it's traced. So if you have a straight sides lampshade, it's easier, but when you have something like this, like a cone shape, then it's a little different how you trace it. So I'll show you how you trace it and then how it's done inside. Here's the fabric I'm going to use today just to demonstrate how it's done. And let me set this up. So this is the right side of the fabric, so we turn it the other way around, and I will show you in a moment how it's traced. Right, so the measurement of the fabric will depend on how big your lampshade is. So we start with the lampshade in one corner, and when you actually move, it will move in a different direction, so it doesn't actually move straight on the fabric. So you will need a big fabric to cover. So just try moving your lampshade and see how much it moves and how big a fabric you need. And I would start with where the actual line on the lampshade is, so you'll get an idea how much fabric you need. So when you start placing it on the fabric and start moving it, we will draw a line roughly about an inch from the lampshade, and then slowly keep tracing it. And then when you get to the line again, stop. So similarly the other side as well, so you would go back and trace it again. Alright, so once you've traced it and you've got your fabric all set, you remember I told you about these lines. You need to leave a little extra fabric so you can fold them and make it look a little neat. And also the fabric, the 1 inch that you left on the either side, we'll need to fold that in. So if you see, I haven't done a good job. I have just stuck them. As I said, I was just in a hurry and I just did them this way. But when you're doing it, you will want to make sure that they are folded very neatly and then glued onto it. When it comes to this part, you will need to slit the fabric a little bit so that they can actually stretch out on all the sides, and then again fold them inside and stick them. So it's not very hard. All you need is some nice looking fabric and some glue and pencil to trace and some scissors. So this is all you need for this one. And when you're bored with this fabric, you can change another one. So that's how simple this is, and I prefer. All right, the second one is this lampshade that I recently painted. Let me show you what it looked like. So there was a bit of stain that I couldn't get rid of, and it was kept in the cupboard for a very long time, and I wanted to do something with it. And first I tried getting rid of any dust or debris that's on it, and I tried to clean the stain as much as possible. As I said, it didn't go away. And then I used a primer because this was more like a canvas material. I used a primer to make sure that I've got an even shade that I could paint on. And once I got it all primed and it looked pretty good, I used a website. Let me show you what it looks like here. So this website I found out when I was knitting, and I wanted to do some stripes, some random stripes. You don't have to use this website. You can get creative with your own colors and lines, but I just wanted something random and I wanted to see what it looked like before I painted. So this website has some basic colors. You can choose those colors, and you can decide how many rows you want, and you click create stripes. And when you create stripes, it will give you various stripes there, but it won't actually save those patterns for you. So I took screenshot of these stripes, anything that I thought looked good, and I saved it. So you can keep creating, keep clicking, and keep creating those stripes. Now, how did I decide how many lines or how many like what kind of pattern I wanted? So here I actually took a ruler and measured the length of this lampshade, and it was actually about 33 centimeters. So I used 33 centimeters as the number of stripes that I wanted, and over there it will allow you to use the pattern as 2 stripes, 3 stripes, the width of 2 stripes, or 1 stripe, or 3 stripes, or 4 stripes. So depending on how you want, how big, what's the width you want on it. So I didn't go for 1 centimeter because it would have been too thin for me to paint and too cumbersome. So I went with 2 centimeters and 3 centimeters. So here you would notice it's a 2 centimeter and this one is 3 centimeter. So these are the random colors, and my actual pattern that you see on the screen will actually not have the same one. I decided to change this green into pink and this pink into blue. So, and I used just normal acrylic color, but you can just use any color that you can paint on a canvas fabric to make this look good. I only stuck with one layer of painting. I didn't actually paint again. I will show you a little bit of imperfection that's on the painting, and I left it that way because I wanted it to look handmade. I didn't want it to look like a printed lampshade. And you will notice that I look like the lampshade today, but it wasn't deliberate. Only after I started painting and the pattern looked a little when the pattern started looking a little more colorful, when I got to the end, probably when there was no blue in it, I realized this actually looked like one of the t-shirts that I had. So, and I decided to wear this so that it looked fun. All right, so these are the two methods of how you can redecorate a lampshade, and if it's damaged, if it's broken, you can use a fabric to do that. But if it's not damaged or broken, and if it's just stained and you want to make it a little colorful, so this is what it is. You can just paint anything. You can get anyone at home to draw something on it and make it a family DIY. You can get kids to paint on it. The whole family can join in and draw patterns and then paint as well. So this is what's from me today, and when I do more, I will share these with you. Thank you very much. Bye.